Hola clase! This is a presentation on Dia de los Muertos. I will read it out loud in English and Spanish is on the screen. Voy a leer en inglés, pero lo que está en la pantalla está escrito en español. Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is a tradition to celebrate the lives of people who have died. It is a day when people who are living and dead come together. It is celebrated on the 1st and 2nd of November. Generally, the 1st of November is to remember children who have passed, and the 2nd is to celebrate adults who have passed. It is a mix of Catholic traditions and indigenous Aztec traditions as well. There are other names for Day of the Dead: Day of the Deceased, Day of All the Saints, and Day of the Souls. Other ways to say deceased are souls, spirits, or those who have passed on. So, in class, we'll take a look at a few different videos. En la clase vamos a mirar estos videos. A big part of Dia de los Muertos is the altar. It is very common to make an altar or an ofrenda at home for Day of the Dead. In some families, it is done to honor the memory of those who have died in that family. In some countries, they say that the spirits of the dead travel to earth on the 1st and 2nd of November. So, the ofrenda has objects that serve to guide the spirits home. Each altar will have a picture or a portrait of the person who died. In all of the countries, they use flowers to honor those who have died. In Mexico, altars usually have marigold flowers. Their smell and their bright color are supposed to help guide the spirits back to earth. One of the other important parts of an altar is the bread of the dead. For some people, it celebrates the body of Christ. For others, it represents an element of earth to attract the spirits home. There is also usually a glass of water on the altars. It is said that the trip back from the spirit world is very long, and so the glass of water is to help them rehydrate and to give them strength for the journey home. There's also papel picado or punched paper. It represents the connection between life and death. Its colors celebrate happiness that goes with life and being alive. Each altar will have typical food, usually the favorite food of the deceased person. They say that the spirits don't literally eat the food, but the smell nourishes them. You'll also see calaveritas, or sugar skulls, made out of sugar and chocolate. They are a reference to death, and each one is represented by a skeleton. In many rites of the indigenous people used incense. And the smell is supposed to scare off any negative spirits and to also inspire prayers. Usually altars have crosses. The cross represents the 4 cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. This helps the spirit of the deceased figure out how to arrive back home. Usually there are also favorite objects placed on the altar, or objects that the deceased person used a lot in life, and this is to remind them of their lives on earth and to make them happy. There are always candles as well to illuminate the path home for the spirits of the dead, and it represents the element of fire. So we'll take another look at some of the videos on the altars and ofrendas, and I hope you guys will enjoy.